Medical imaging is one of the biggest backdoors for cybercrime in hospitals. Let's talk about attacking the medical imaging and management software, PACS, on the darknet. Most healthcare providers do not have the resources nor the expertise to stay current in IT security. 60% of healthcare organizations are considered prime targets for cyber attacks. 75% of healthcare organizations are unprepared to handle cyber attacks, and of the remote healthcare workers that have access to the hospital information systems, 90% have not been updated or trained on cybersecurity. Patient information is found on the darknet. There are often insufficient security controls on medical devices, and there is remote access to medical data, which is causing the theft of the patient data. In addition, many healthcare facilities have outdated technologies, and training for cyber risks among healthcare workers is wholly inadequate. When we look at the World Wide Web for network communications, we see that the dark web is 400 to 500 times larger than the clear net portion of the web, which we use for routine communication. The dark web is the most controversial and dangerous part of the internet. It's generally portrayed as a bad place where criminals gather to communicate away from the law. Although that's partially true, there are also plenty of other good reasons for us to access the dark web websites. A major benefit of using dark web is anonymity. That anonymity is also one of the reasons that criminals can use it for ransomware attacks and other attacks on hospitals. Here we can see that criminals access the hospital 89% by email, 35% by human error or the people at the hospital, and 18% over the telephone system using scams. 90% of hospital data has to do with imaging, and 90% is a large amount of access for a hospital network. Hospital decision makers must understand that the PACS is not just a radiology system. Every hospital organization's network and IT are unique. When attackers try to attack the hospital, medical imaging is one large access point. Let's start looking at the types of attacks that are used, and we'll start with malware. Malware infects devices without users even realizing it's there. Variations of malware include Trojan horses, spyware, ransomware, and malvertising and viruses. The next type attack is drive-by and downloads. This is when a person visits the infected site. The malware is downloaded onto and silently infects the device that they use to access the site. So if you're using your modality to access the internet for web browsing, you're open to malware. One of the oldest and most successful types of attack is called phishing. With phishing, what happens is that the person searching the internet clicks on and goes to a link which then discloses their sensitive information. It's often accomplished by posing as a trusted source via email. There are also what is known as brute force attacks. In brute force security attacks, hackers often use dictionary software to repeatedly and systematically attempt password combinations until they find the one that works. Once the criminal has access, they can wreak havoc on all of the different sites on that network. SQL injections, or search query language injections, are structured search query injections wherein an attacker injects malicious code into a server to manipulate and back-end databases. Another attack is known as man in the middle. With man-in-the-middle attacks, the criminal positions himself between your device and the server. That's why it's critical for hospital systems to work on virtual private networks. So why would anyone hack the network? Well, first of all, medical records of patients can sell for $1,000 or more on the dark web, and if you can access the patient records of a celebrity, it's just like the paparazzi. You can sell it for whatever the market will bear. In looking at the healthcare market compared with other industries, we find that the other industries have about a 15% of their networks being hacked, while the healthcare industry has 32%, which is more than double. Between 2020 and 2025, the healthcare cybersecurity market will continue to grow, and healthcare cybersecurity will grow about 15% year after year. Spending will reach a cumulative of about $125 billion, that's billion with a B, over this 5-year time span. Patient confidentiality is mandated in America by laws stemming from the HIPAA Act. Once again, thanks for your attention, and we'll see you soon. This is Mark Struthers.